Notice the pins to keep the pigeons away. German is spoken as much as Italian in northern Italy. The German influence is also in the food, with lots of beer, butter, and buckwheat pasta. We were given an all-day boat pass and spent the day on our own exploring Lake Como. It is the deepest lake in Europe and has a river flowing through it. the day sitting on these steps and watching the sun go down on beautiful Lake Como. This part of northern Italy used to be a part of Austria. You hear as much German as Italian here. You can see the German influence in the food, with lots of beer, sausage, dumplings, and sauerkraut.
High on a hill was a lonely goathead, lay yodelay, yodelay, hee-hoo. Loud was the voice of a lonely goathead, lay yodelay, yodelo. Man on the road with a load to tote head, lay yodelay, yodelay, hee-hoo. Man drinking beer with the foam afloat head, lay yodelay, yodelo. Oh, ho, lady yodelay, oh, ho, lady yodelay, oh, ho, lady yodelay, oh, ho, yodelay, oh, hey. One little girl in a pale pink coat head, lay yodelay, yodelay, hee-hoo. She yodeled back to the lonely goat head, lay yodelay, yodelo.
This is the lagoon where we caught the Vaporetto to go to Venice.
I saw that you didn't have the camera. Oh well.
We're on the Vaporetto now.
Fa sempre il cor di tutti palpitar. L'aria di sta città fa innamorare. Il suo profumo dona felicità. In gondola va gli amanti per sognare. Lucia, Santa Lucia.
We had a demonstration by one of only 4 forcola makers left. The forcola is the elbow-like row lock made of solid walnut and designed personally to fit each gondolier. We especially liked him because he was very kind to his dog when he was afraid of the storm. He kept looking at him to make sure he was all right.
Checking, going on, returning it until when he's going to obtain.
Anche perché se sbaglio poi
My picture, you can take how many pictures you like, but I'm not very good. You see the direction doing like this,
questa parte qui è come se fosse questo.
okay?
They used to have people leave their trash bags outside their apartment for the trash man, but it attracted rats. Now the trash man rings a bell at each door, and if they have trash, they bring it out to him. The Basilica of Santa Croce is like the Westminster Abbey of Florence. Lots of the most illustrious Italians, such as Michelangelo, Galileo, Machiavelli, and Rossini, are buried here. Our good friend Barbara told us about her niece and her husband that had a restaurant right around the corner from the Duomo. We found it and had a very nice lunch there. Leslie, Barbara's niece, was in Tucson at the time, but this is her husband. We saw military armed with machine guns all over Italy, even in the subways. You're not supposed to take pictures of them, so I snuck them from afar. Palazzo Vecchio is the town hall of Florence. The original David used to stand here, but was moved in 1909, and there is a copy here now. I especially enjoyed the Uffizi because I read a lot about the Medicis before I went on this trip. It was under Pope Julius II, when the capital was moved to Constantinople, that the church in Rome got its greatest power. The Lateran Church actually was turned over to Pope Julius II by the Emperor Constantine. That's a connection for those of us who went to church in St. John's in Lateran. I spent a lot of time figuring all this out, and I'm sure no one cares, but it was fun. Julius II also commissioned the Sistine Chapel, which Michelangelo hated painting. The baptistry was always a separate building from the main church because babies couldn't enter the main church until they had been baptized. tower could have been straightened when it was restored in the 1990s, but who would come to see the non-leaning Tower of Pisa? Both the Hotel Pasquale and the Hotel Steno are owned by different parts of the same family.
Però lascia mettere fuori.
Stir it up. Put a pot on the oven and fill it all up. Not too full or you'll have to clean up. Bring that water to a boil. We'll cook that food so it doesn't spoil. Capellini, tubettini, fettuccine, linguine, manicotti, vermicelli, tubetti and spaghetti, pepperini, bocconcini, cannelloni and rotini, rigatoni, ravioli, pasta, macaroni, capellini, tubettini, fettuccine and linguine, manicotti, vermicelli, tubetti.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Spaghetti, pepperini, bocconcini, cannelloni and rotini, rigatoni, ravioli, pasta, macaroni. All right, that's great. Stir it up now. Get those spoons in the pot.
I looked out our window early in the morning and saw this. It's taken out of our hotel window at 7 in the morning on May 1st in Monte Rosa on the Cinque Terre. And these guys have just come back from fishing and they were dumping all the fish from their boat out into the bucket. Well, this crazy guy has just come back from swimming at 7 in the morning, and it must be about 45 or 50 degrees outside. We spent a day exploring Vernazza and Manarola.
Everybody wants to pet me.
What?
Questo mar rosso mi ammolli si assiderà. Come se addosso mi piovesse in stille, per vendicarmi affoga un faraon.
This is an exclusive World War II cemetery.
4,398 American soldiers from World War II are buried here. This wall lists the names of 1,409 soldiers who are missing in action, usually from planes that were downed. Most of the young men buried here were from 17 to 20 years old.
In the sleet, in the hail, in the rain, and in the mud, with not enough to eat and not enough clothes. So you could imagine what they were up against.
This marker reads, "Here rests in honored glory a comrade in arms, known but to God." I found walking among these graves extremely moving, which was only accentuated by the rain. Siena began because it was on the direct walking path to Rome. It became, and still is, a banking center because people would drop off their money on the way to Rome to keep it safe and then pick it up on the way back, or not. This building was the hospital in medieval times. The Latin origin of the word means shelter for the needy, because in those times that's all hospitals could do. Thus the word hospitality. It's May 2nd. And we're in the street where the horses run, the main square of Siena. It's pretty big. All the restaurants take in their stands and everything, and they cover this with dirt so the horses can run. And then it's all over in 1 minute. The race is called the Palio. Each area of the town has a symbol, like the swan, the tree and the boar, the forest, and so forth, and has its own horse. Lots of bribery goes on, but it's all done for the Virgin Mary. The local women cooked and served us dinner in the church basement. As I reflect on all the cathedrals we saw in Italy, I think this one was my favorite. I love the black and white marble on the outside and inside. Only a portion of this magnificent floor is left uncovered at any one time. Look at the color on these frescoes from 1502. They have been in a room where no candles were ever used, so they are original with no cleaning or restoration. Of all these statues, only one was done by Michelangelo. Can you pick it out? The town of Assisi has two parts, the lower part where we just were, and the upper part where we went for lunch outdoors on a beautiful day. We were sitting peacefully when we heard this. We just happened to be in Assisi at the beginning of Calendario Maggio, a 3-day annual festival celebrating the return of spring and the renewal of life's cycle. Townspeople dress in Renaissance costumes, and it involves a duel between the two parts of the town. We had just finished a lengthy tour of the inside of the basilica when we were greeted by this. These are the Wine Resort dogs. Their tails are red. No, I'm taking you to it. It's beautiful, a beautiful morning.
purples, how they shine. Just one wish will be granted. One heart.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome, and the doggy will have a good home. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale.
Perché nel petto vede naspi un fiore di là, che mari molti resto il primo.
Dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. E volavo, volavo felice più in alto del sole ed ancora più su. Mentre il mondo pian piano spariva lontano laggiù. Una musica dolce suonava soltanto per me.
Sunday morning, 4 of us went to church at St. John's in Lateran. It is the official church of Rome and dates to 324 AD. A new pope is required to have his first Mass here. A receptionist at our hotel was very nice about researching which service would have organ music and be the best. Brenda's cousin, Brenda Spitzer, lives in Rome. She came to our hotel to get us and was our tour guide for the whole afternoon. She took us to a whole different part of the city. Poor Carol. She wasn't feeling well here and didn't tell anyone. What a trooper. A big thank you to Roman Brenda Spitzer for spending the better portion of her day off with us. We really enjoyed meeting her. By now, Lori had gone back to the States. The three of us figured out the bus schedule and ventured off to Trastavia. Once you cross the Tiber River, you're there. The date on the bridge says AD 370. When the then 400-year-old bridge was rebuilt. These freshwater fountains were all along the main street. Brought our lunch and ate it on the steps of this fountain. The building with the arches is the Basilica of Santa Maria. We almost didn't go in, and that would have been a mistake, as you can see in the next pictures. Carol and I had a good time watching the apartment cats from our window. It was a great trip, but with thousands of steps, all on uneven cobblestones and up and down steps. We're ready for a rest. I am so thankful that I met Carol at dog training 4 years ago, and she invited me to her dog park. Otherwise, I never would have met she and Brenda, now two of my best friends. A huge thank you to them, and also Lori, my new friend, for agreeing to do the trip and making it so special. Another thank you to Ron for being such a good sport about dog sitting. It couldn't have happened without him.